All right, so now we know that this team revolves around Paulo. Not just him. I mean, obviously Franz is very important as well, but Paulo's the guy right now.
Yeah,
Paulo's the guy.
absolutely. It's
Uh,
his team.
how was his sophomore year? Give me a grade for that as well. I mean, there were some expectations of him taking a step forward. Did he fulfill every expectation that you expected from him going to his second year?
I mean, you tell me, man. Like
Yeah, I
he
mean,
made an he made an all-star. He got the
he was
team
fantastic in
to
my mind. Yeah,
yeah, he made an all-star in his second year. He made the team get to the second round or the first the playoffs, and almost have home court advantage. Is he a perfect player? No, he's still got to work on his efficiency. He's got to work on turning the ball over less.
yeah,
But like he grew as a rebounder, he grew as a playmaker, he grew as a defensive player. Like I really think him playing that role in Team USA last summer
yeah,
really allowed him to understand what it takes to do some of the other smaller things to contribute to winning basketball outside of just scoring. And you saw him improve in a lot of those areas. Yes, turnovers were there, but he also did improve a lot as a playmaker. His assists went up, his rebounds went up, his defensive ability to take on one-on-one and even help defense. Now, granted, I'm not saying he's like an amazing defensive player and he's going to make some all like defensive team ever. Like he might not, but he's not like a liability there anymore. He's
he's good enough.
engaged. And
Yeah, he's good enough.
yeah, and I think he checked the boxes of everything you could have asked for him this sophomore season. Now, next year the bar is going to be raised a bit more. Like he needs to improve on his efficiency, scoring, and take better shots and make better shots. He needs to get better with his turnovers and reduce those numbers down. And those will all come as experience, right? It's a lot to go with not really having a primary ball handler, point guard in the starting roster, and also like having another big stretch of injuries where you are the primary ball handler
Yeah,
and like trying to get it right while also being double and triple teamed every single time. Like he's not just a regular point guard that's like got one man on him and has got to navigate. He is getting, if he's got the ball, he's got 2 to 3 people on him
yeah.
every single time, and having to navigate playmaking outside of that. Of course you're going to have some turnovers. So yeah, man, Paul is the man. And next summer he's going to get a max contract offer in 2 seconds and he's going to take it. It's going to be amazing. And he's going to be well deserved because he'll have made at that point two all-stars, because he'll probably make all-star again this season unless something crazy happens.
Mm.
Could he make all NBA third team if he stays healthy? Potentially.
Possibly,
I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that unrealistic to have him in the conversation. The Magic have a successful enough season. So, yeah, man, Paulo's doing all the right things.
What about Franz? Well, how did you
Franz,
feel about about his year, and what do you want to see this coming year?
Also,
you
hold
know,
before you answer
yeah,
that question, there was like on Magic Twitter, there were people saying that Franz is better than Paulo, and I wanted to address that with you because that was a
Oh yeah,
that
I was gonna
was a
ask that too.
legit
Yeah,
debate that I saw on Magic Twitter
I was
like
gonna say,
throughout the season, which was like, I like Franz.
yeah.
I don't know if I like Franz that much.
So I think most of that narrative, at least from where I was catching it, was early into the season and like going into the season, right? Like last offseason into this season, where it was like more his rookie year comparison to Franz at
Mhm.
a sophomore. And yes, there was some times where it's like, they're both scoring 20 something points. One's doing it on way better numbers than the other, right? And I
Yeah,
think that's kind of where you saw some of that. And Franz being the more elite defender,
yeah,
at that point of their careers. But no, Franz is very nice. But I also think how we have seen him disappear in some of the bigger games where Paulo
yeah,
never disappears in the big games. It just kind of like shows that like, okay, it's Paulo's team. He's the better player. He's definitely got the higher ceiling.
mm,
Franz might have the higher, like, I mean, his floor is pretty insane. Like, if you look at Franz, even if it weren't to get any better, which would be stupid because he's 22, like he's gonna grow. He's a very good or a very good player. And it's just like, okay, so Franz is a bit more efficient, but like he wasn't as before I get into that narrative, Josh,
yeah,
back to your original question, it
yeah.
was stupid to
Okay,
ask. It's fun to
okay.
have that question though. Like
yeah,
it was fun to have that question,
Yeah,
but if you ask that question today, we know the answer is Paulo. Like
okay.
yeah.
it's hands down Paulo, the guy who literally led this team through, you know, every check mark of the roster to get them to the playoffs, and
Yeah,
they're building it around him. And but what's great is like, kind of look at the Celtics. Like you got Tatum and Brown. It's kind of going to be a similar thing with the Magic. They're going to have Paulo and Franz, and those are the household names, where you got these two jumbo 7 or 6'10" forwards on the wings that are just gonna like take over and play make and score and defend on a really good level.